Okay, while those patches do their magic, I have a whole little bag of Sephora stuff. And thank you, my little donation angel, for sending the money to paid for a lot of what's in this bag. So what I got, based on what you guys wanted, was I got Natasha Denona, the Mini Retro. But that's not it. Natasha Denona Mini Zindo. Because I wanted the Mini Retro, but my BFF from high school, she was with me, and she really liked the Mini Zindo. So I got both. For foundation, I picked up the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, and this is kind of a cheat because I've had this foundation before, and I know it's excellent. I went in there with the intention of getting the Natasha Denona one, but every sample, by the way, Sephora's letting you touch stuff again. So every sample that was in there had too yellow of undertones. So I'm like, okay, we're going with Giorgio Armani because that was one of the requested things was Giorgio Armani. I also have a Giorgio Armani concealer left. Here, we can use that with it. After foundation, of course, I powder, so I picked up the Charlotte Tilbury. Wow! This is supposed to be the powder in Fair. What am I going to do? All right, that means we're going to have to use a powder that's already here. That makes me mad. That also gives me nothing from Charlotte Tilbury. Well, I used this from Charlotte Tilbury. That's hardly new. All right, let's just grab a powder out of the powder drawer. I won't even look, and we'll see which one it is. Ooh. Okay, so it's Mercier. And the big one, too. I have a mini one in there and a big one. I'm sorry about that, guys. I was in a hurry. I really wanted to try it again because I had the powder once, but I didn't have it that long before I dropped it on the ground and broke it. I wanted to give it another shot, and that's why I chose the powder to be Charlotte Tilbury. Dang it. Next, I use bronzer, and I don't have anything from this brand, Danessa Myricks, and this is a cream. Oh no, I did make another mistake. I have two blushes. So I picked up the Hourglass Vanish Cream Blush and forgot that I got it and got the Pat McGrath. Okay, well, we might be keeping both of those anyway. We'll see. For face primer, I have never tried anything from Rare Beauty, but we're going to use this as my face primer. It's the Always an Optimist base, and we're going to use Urban Decay's All Night Primer for my eyes. For eyeliner, it was requested that I try this from Patrick Starr, his new gel, and the brow pencil is Huda Beauty. For lipstick, I've got the Bobbi Brown Crushed lip color. Now, I don't have it in the shade that was suggested, though. I decided on Blue Raspberry. I couldn't make up my mind with the mascara. Somebody wanted to see Pat McGrath, and this is Dark Star Mascara. So I picked up the mini because I have 15 mascaras open right now. And I want to know about this one. It's Bites Upswing. So I'll be using Upswing on one eye and Pat McGrath on the other. And I will be right back after I open up all these boxes. Okay, we're going to start with the eyeshadow first. And I'm going to put the Urban Decay right here on my fingers. I noticed that I didn't get a highlighter. I'll tell you what. I do have a new highlighter here because I went to Ulta to get the Jaclyn Hill, you know, the blush bronzer palette. I got on a waiting list for it, right? So it comes back in stock and I get the lightest one because I frequently take the lightest shade in bronzer. And it comes, and I got a free gift of this Kylie highlighter, which I tried to give them back. Yeah. I mean, I returned the Jaclyn Hill palette, so it was like, do you want this back? And they're like, no. So this is a new highlighter, but it kind of doesn't count because it's not from Sephora. These both look really beautiful. I don't know. This one's Zindo, and this one is Retro, and you know, they actually look like they would go together really good. We might end up doing the whole look with Zindo, but you know, I really want in the retro green. I'm going to come into this shade right here. I'm coming all over. It's kind of a pinky shade, as you probably can see. Oh my goodness, that it really is kind of pink, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. I like it. Let's just stick with Zindo. And we'll come on the last shade here, right there. Right there, same brush. And I'm going to put it in the crease, see if I can darken that up a little bit. It's all right. It's all right. I mean, I'm not blown out of the water or anything like that, but I mean, it's all right. Probably should have done retro, but I feel guilty because my BFF really wanted me to get this. So I feel like I need to use it. Let's get a smaller brush. I'm going to get the darkest shade right here on the outside. So far, we've just kind of got a matte look going, right? I just want to see how these build. Yeah, that's pretty. I don't think it's anything you have to run out and, you know, absolutely have. For $25, it's a cute little addition to my Natasha Denona stuff. But I don't know that it's, you know, wow, I gotta have that. Maybe the retro would be different. Should have done one on one eye and one on the other.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I really wanted the right side of the Zindo palette. But I wasn't going to pay that for half of a palette I wouldn't use. You guys are such a blessing to me. I want you to know that I appreciate you and your time so much. Thank you so much for the time that you give me and for always being such a blessing to me. I think I'm a little warm. Let's go right here. Since we're already really warm. Okay, that... I don't know. Okay, that's shiny. I like that. You know I like shiny. Shiny, shiny, so much shiny. Let's get this little teeny brush right here and go for that silvery green looking color. I mean, to me in here it looks kind of silvery and greenish. Put that right here in the inner corner. Not gonna lie, wish that was on my lid. That might end up on my lid. We might just bring it over some more. Yeah? Want to?
Why not?
I like that. I'm going to pull it over the top of the other one. Shift it up just a little bit. For right now, we're done with the eyes. So this primer is by Rare Beauty. Okay, that's... doesn't have a scent. It's... look at that. Doesn't feel like a lot of silicone, if any, is in this. It feels more moisturizing. Let's see what that said. I think it was supposed to be blurring, which to me equates to silicone. Always an Optimist pore diffusing primer. Well, I don't know. I can still see my pores. But you know I say that with every... Boy, with my glasses on, that eyeshadow looks a little better. I say that with every single primer I put on my face that's supposed to be for pores. I'm like, I can still see my pores. Because I think it's a misconception that it's actually going to make pores go away. And you can't do that, actually. Not with a primer, anyway. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, which I've not had for a while, but did love this foundation. Has a pump. And I got it in, I think, 3.75. Okay, let's do it. And I'm going to start out with less. When I watch my videos while I'm editing them, it always looks like, dang, Mary, how much foundation are you going to put on your face? In reality, this is what I do. Okay, I would just take like one pump and go all over my face. But on camera, it doesn't always look like it does when you put it on in real life, right? Because of the light, so you have to use a little more. Just putting that out there that most days, this is what I actually do, is just like use 1 to 1.5 pumps and then spread it all over my face or up into the areas that need it. Sometimes I don't even come up my forehead. But we are going to take 1/2 pump more. I'm going to dot that right there. Again, I'm working without a mirror. I'm using the monitor as my mirror. Not a good plan, actually, but at least look at my makeup mirror right there. And then, of course, you use concealer to conceal. So as I was saying before, I wanted to try the Natasha Denona foundation. I wanted to try a new foundation, but still one that was a brand that you guys said. But like usually I'm an ivory. Okay, but it was all way too yellow. I think that Giorgio Armani makes a really good foundation that looks just like skin. It's just evened out. I'm gonna go in the T-zone. All right, there goes the air. I'm not going to try and filter out the air conditioning in the background because to me it sounds worse. For people who have earbuds in, it sounds distorted and weird. So I'm not going to do that. All right, I haven't worn a cream bronzer since my Chanel bronzer. This is Danessa Myricks. What should we do? Brush or fingers? We're gonna go brush. Pick some up and stamp it in and see. This is the one in Fair. I think that's pretty. That was pretty easy. My Giorgio brush is shedding on my face. Is it? Is that a, I can't tell. Is that a brush hair from my brush? Oh, that's a little bronzed right there. Ooh, I like it, but it's sitting in that one spot. And I can't seem to move it. This may not be the bronzer's fault. It might be me and my technique because I've not used cream products for bronzer and blush in so long. Well, I've used blush cream, but I'm not as good with that. So you don't need much of this. I can tell you that right now. I think it might just be a little bit the wrong color for me. I don't know. Let me get my glasses on here and take a look. Don't want my bronzers being too orange, but I think this is going to be okay. I think I just need to play around with it a little more and see what's the best way for me to use that. Is that going to be just like tapping it with my fingers? Is that going to be using a brush, a different brush? I mean, you know, this bronzer brush here might do a different job. That's what I always used to use with my Chanel, I think. At least a brush like this one. But, you know, I don't want to get too much on here, but diffused more. Don't want to get too orange, but I think that this is pretty nice. Just going to have to get used to it. The next thing I do is blush, and I got to tell you, I did not mean to get 2 blushes. And granted, I wanted to try both of these blushes, but I almost feel like one needs to go back because they both were expensive. All right, so this is Hourglass's cream. And for all I know, it might be this one because I don't know if this is the right shade. I have this in Devoted. I expected it to be a little more creamy than this, but I tell you what, it might be a good idea that it's not as creamy as I thought. But that looked like it just kind of went away. We're gonna go ahead and put it on my face because I have had situations where it will disappear on my hands, but it's okay for the face. So I'm gonna take this brush and get some on here. She shows up pretty good, I guess, but I don't know that she shows up $45 good. I think that the LYS is probably a better deal. By the way, for those who suggested that brand, the reason I didn't pick up anything from them is because I just did a full face of them not that long ago. So I felt like that wouldn't be new makeup. I don't know that this is $45. Good. Let's try to put it on my cheek now and see. But you see what I mean? I mean, look at the drag on it. You're definitely probably going to want to do this with your finger. I think the fingers are probably the best way to go for this blush. Yeah. Just use your fingers. This is how much is in it. I do want to go ahead and see this though. All right, so here's the Pat McGrath. That looks really pigmented. Let me see. Let's tap into that. Oh, yep, that is. I'm going to powder, and then I'll use the Pat McGrath and make a decision, because I don't think I want to keep both of those. I didn't mean to get both, and for me, which one would make me happier? If you like cream products, you probably would like that blush if you use your fingers. But I'm not much for using my fingers. I much prefer using a brush. So to me, the Pat McGrath is probably going to win. Wow. She's powerful. We've definitely spent enough time on that. So let's move along. This is the Patrick Star Gel Eyeliner. I'm going to come into my tight line first. It is very creamy. Goes in really nice. It's really creamy. But does she stay? That we just don't know. I'm going to come up here on the outside and put some there. See how it does on the lid itself. Good. Now, I saw while I was over there that they also have a liquid eyeliner, of course, to do a wing, but you guys know I don't do a wing. This is a sharpened pencil, and so far, ease of application, I think it did really good. We'll see though, because a lot of times I will lose it. Even before the video is done, it comes out of my waterline and my tight line, so we'll see if she stays or not. This here I've been really curious about, because I've heard from several people, I value their opinion, that the Huda brow pencil is really good. So what we're looking at here is really, really micro. That's really micro. That's more micro than anything I got, I think. All right, the best way is just to get in here and do it. So, okay, you gotta push a little bit harder. I wouldn't push this up too far, because if you do and you have to push that hard, you may break it off. So make sure you keep it down, because you are gonna have to push and drag it a little bit. I can tell you right now, I don't like the color. I got the wrong color. It's just a little too warm for me. Darn it. I like using it, but there's other pencils I like better. I like Lancome's better than this. By the way, there is no Lancome in this video on purpose, because I'm going to do my annual, usually it's spring, but I usually do a video that's nothing but Lancome at least once a year. And when they come out with the new concealer, I want to do a get ready with me. I mean, this pencil is good. It's the wrong shade for me, so I'm probably going to go to exchange it. But it is not something I probably would repurchase. So, yeah. It's okay. I mean, I'm not going to say it sucks. It doesn't suck. It's just definitely the wrong shade. And for that much work, I mean, I've got pencils that don't require that much work. This is just Armani concealer, by the way. This is Bobbi Brown's, which Bobbi Brown makes a really wonderful foundation. Yeah, she does. She makes really good foundation, too. This is the Bobbi Brown in Blue Raspberry. Okay, this is more matte than my other one. I actually like this though. I like that.
Come a little bit closer now.
Let's use Pat McGrath on my right eye. Now I have tried, like, there's another mascara that I've tried of hers. I think it was Fetish Eyes or something. And I loved that mascara. But it didn't seem to last very long. But boy, it sure made your eyelashes look fantastic. So I've not tried this one. This one has a brush that kind of looks like hourglass shaped, like, well, there's several mascaras now that have this hourglass shaped. But I believe it started with Too Faced. It was that Better Than Sex mascara, right? But then after that, like, a whole bunch of mascaras came out with that. Wand. So this formula is not too dry, not too wet. It does seem to be lengthening and separating my eyelashes so they look pretty. Now, I do have a growth cycle going on right there in the middle, right there, okay? So there's like a hole. So we're not gonna hold that against Pat McGrath because she can't help it. But this is what that much mascara that you just saw me do, that's what that looks like. And I do use a eyelash serum. So I use Grande Lash MD. The Bite has this hourglassy kind of thing going on too. This looks like a wetter formula. Bite is not who I think of for mascara. I typically only think of Bite as lipstick, but I think Bite wins here. I mean, Pat McGrath is good. Don't get me wrong, but I think this Upswing by Bite is the winner. And I'll tell you what, I thought I had found a holy grail in the Hourglass tube mascara, but let me show you. This thing aggravates the crap out of me. I can't wait till it's done, okay? Now today, it's been sitting up. You have to store this mascara upright. Don't lay this down, okay? I'll show you a picture of what happens 3 times out of 4. When I take it out, this is what I'm dealing with. Then I have to let it set for like an hour or so, and then I can get it stopper to work and pull off the mascara. But nope, I'm gonna get some more Pat McGrath here. I had done a side-by-side with that mascara against Thrives. I declared Hourglass to be the winner of that tubing mascara, war. And no, I take it back and give it to Thrive because Hourglass, what the heck is going on with that mascara? When it works, it is stunning, but it's so aggravating. I never know when it's going to work. I never know when the stopper will actually work. So, okay. This thing here, this Pat McGrath mascara is very lovely. That is just beautiful. But you've seen how much I've had to use to get there, and the Bite got there real quick. I think I prefer the Bite a little bit more, but this certainly is a good one. Let's go back into the Zendo palette, and I'm going to get this dark shade right there and bring it under my eyes. Okay, I'm going to go and do my hair, and then I will come back and tell you what's going to happen with the makeup that we used today, what I think about it, whether or not I'm going to keep it or take it back. Let's review in order of what I put on my face, okay? So the first thing I did was use the Urban Decay. I've used this many times before. I like this primer. It's not my favorite eye primer, but I have nothing against this primer. Of course, I'll keep it. I thought this Rare Beauty primer was really nice. I really like it. And I would entertain the thought of purchasing this primer, except I have so many that are just like it. But if you're out of primer, I think that this one is a pretty good one. I use the Zindo because my girlfriend picked it out, but my favorite is the Retro. This is what I would do if you've never tried Natasha Denona shadows. I would buy one of these and try it because I think that'll give you a feel for if you want to spend more. Like I said before, I would have gotten the Zindo palette, okay? But half of it, like the left side of it, is too warm. I don't want those warm colors. I'm coming to the way of thinking that there's not many $130 or $140 eyeshadow palettes that you gotta have, okay? So, but I like these. They're quick to throw in your purse. It's a good way to try Natasha Denona. So yeah, this, which I already had, but since I was using Armani, I might as well use the Armani concealer. So I think it was good you got to see it perform with this. Like I said, I feel like a cheater in some ways because I already had this before, but Armani was on the list and I'm not sorry it's back in my collection. Then we had the Charlotte Tilbury powder snafu where Dummy Mary went over there and picked up the bronzer, which by the way, love the bronzer. You guys know I love that bronzer, right? But that doesn't mean I need a whole new compact. I mean, soon enough I'll have to buy a replacement, but that's what I'll do. I'll buy the replacement. I don't need the whole compact. This is going back over to Sephora as soon as I'm done filming. I'm gonna take this over there and I'll look to see if they have that powder, but I mean, I kind of don't see the point of it now. I was buying it for this video. The powder that I did end up using was the La Mercier. This is the OG translucent cult classic fantastic powder. This is a fantastic powder. I got nothing bad to say about this powder. Next was the Danessa Myricks bronzer. I gotta tell you, I really like it and I want to try more from this brand. It's moussey, creamy goodness, spreads and blends easily. I think I would use a different brush than I used today with it, but I'm thrilled to have this. Okay, for me personally, I like this one better, but I don't enjoy this shade. So it's going back to Sephora with me where I can exchange it for a lighter shade. This is the one I like the best. I like the Pat McGrath, but I just really prefer a powder. I'll give it to this cream blush for convenience. It's not in a tube, it's not in a pot, it's a stick, so it's really easy to put it on. And I would suggest that you do it with your fingers. But I don't enjoy this one as much as I enjoy this one. I really like this cream one, and I also love these by Winky Lux. I like the way those two brands spread a little bit more than this one. I don't think it's worth $45 to me. If you really love cream products, you probably will really like this though. Bobbi Brown makes really great makeup. And this lipstick is no different. But if I'm telling the gospel truth here, I wish I'd have picked up another, I need a nude shade from the Natasha Denona line. I'm just so stuck on this lipstick. This formula, it is just, and this was really easy. I'll tell you what, it's still there. And I usually lose it by now. So I will have to let you know below when I edit how long this actually stayed. But so far, I like this Patrick Star One Size Gel Eyeliner. The Huda pencil, I'm sorry, I don't like this. I think as micro as this is, it will probably be gone really quick. That's about what you get. And look how little this is. Let me grab another micro pencil. Lancôme's pencil is in the bag with all the Lancôme makeup that I'm going to use in that Get Ready With Me. So I'll just grab this Benefit one because I think that this is a good size for what we typically think of as a micro pencil. And I want to show you the difference between these two. And maybe you'll see why I'm saying that about less product. You're going to run out quicker. And if you're not careful, you'll break it. That said, I'm returning it because I don't like the shade. I don't know if on camera this is reflecting it or not, but this is too warm light brown for me. I prefer a cooler brunette shade for my brows. Do you like the bite or the Pat McGrath side? On the Pat McGrath side, this feels really soft. My lashes don't feel like chunked up with mascara. It's a drier formula. Right after I got through, I could take my fingers and do this and push them up. And I think it makes a really beautiful lash. The Bite mascara is a wetter formula. I think it instantly brought me what I wanted, and I love that. However, if you don't like wet mascaras and you don't want after a few minutes to do this and come away with a lot of it, I mean, that's what happened. I went like this, and this finger for the Bite had mascara all over my finger. I personally like the type of mascara that Bite is. When I feel this, I feel I have on mascara. It feels like I have on mascara. When I feel the Pat McGrath side, you know how soft fake lashes feel? Falsies feel when you touch them? That's kind of what the Pat McGrath feels like on my eyes.
2 hours later.
Update to my video. So I did go over to Sephora, return a few things, and exchange a few things. So I exchanged the Bobbi Brown lipstick for a new Natasha Denona, and this one is in Jennifer. So we're gonna put Jennifer on. I am beyond thrilled to have a new one of these. This is Jennifer, and this is Avriel, which I wanted to make sure I let Gina know. When I got over to my Sephora, Avriel looks exactly like the one I have. I think that maybe you got the wrong, like you got a bad one, like it was labeled wrong or something, because Avriel definitely looks mauve. Then I exchanged the bronzer for the powder. And let's put some of that on here. I'll try not to drop this one on the floor. Seems beautiful. I took back the Huda brow pencil and I did not exchange it. I exchanged my Pat McGrath. I mean, it was kind of shocking to open that and see that it was not this, which is Divine Rose. Divine Rose is what I wanted. So let's put a little touch of it on. You can still see my blush, so I don't need a lot on here at all, but this is the one I wanted, Divine Rose. So now I'm very happy. If you're not having a blessed day, you can turn that around. Just go be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya. Bye. And I'm out.
Now that's a far. I didn't trim the wigs. I don't know. What do you think? Ooh, it feels good though. Ooh, they're like slimy worms. Then after foundation Wait, looky over here at me. Laura Mercier is going to be our powder. Powder. Is that a word, Mary? Powder? Our powder is going to be Laura Mercier today. You know, like, what is going on? Slippery, sliding snakes on my face. I just put myself in the eye. I'm just going to go all over my lid because... Hello? What is with you? Never mind, I know what's with you. You think I'm ugly. Don't you think I'm sexy? Come on camera, let me know why you always looking clear back past me and not at my face right here. Putting on my eyeshadow first because I like to put on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. The noise control down for the air also makes it so that it sounds crumply. You know, it sounds like... No, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like... in the background. Maybe. I don't know. Wow. Oh, that's a little bronzed right there. Ooh. Ooh! 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 Stop that! Stop making that face. What's wrong with you? Now, this may not be the fault of the bronzer. It could be me because I have a Charlie horse in my thigh. Feel your way. Honey, did you hear what I said? Oh, thank you. What is this? Oh, it's Milani. Thank you. that there's also a liquid. Hey you! Hey you! Pay attention to this. I'm really so, okay, you gotta push a little bit harder. Get a little bit harder now. Get a little bit harder now. Get a little bit harder now. I do use an eyelash serum. Hello? Excuse me, can I bother you to do your job today? Hello? Look, right here. Thank you. This is a whole what? I can't do it. How does it go on? I can't figure it out. It's,